Hey everyone, my name is Ace.
I'm Heather.
And we are Essential Energetics. And today we wanted to tell you all about the story of Essential Energetics, what this company is about, why I shifted the channel from 5D Warriors of Light to Essential Energetics, and what the future holds for us. So let's just start with what really got us moving along to this path. And for me, it was coming to the end of 2019 and in 2020, and my health fell apart. I was depressed, anxious, I had bipolar, PTSD out the wazoo, and I was severely overweight, completely inflamed, and no longer wanted to live anymore.
My journey started around 2019 as well. I was at my heaviest of 454 pounds, and I could barely move, and I had a lot of mental health issues as well, PTSD, anxiety, and depression. And I actually came across your videos when you started your, was it?
5D Warriors of Light.
It was Conspiracy Realist first.
I was originally Conspiracy Realists.
And you were talking about catching yourself with your triggers, and that was a good start. And so I started doing that, and I reached out to you, and you started coaching me through my mental issues, and then it also pivoted into you helping me with my weight loss journey.
And I was in Florida and she was in Nebraska at the time. It started with just emails and then WhatsApp messaging, eventually text messaging before some Zooms and phone calls. But we never intended for this to be what it's become. And we just decided to surrender into it and follow God. And this is where we got to. And I couldn't be happier. We're still healing. You know, we're going to continue to heal, but we've come to a point where we know what we're doing is working. We've worked with several other people in these different modalities that we'll be explaining a little bit more of later on in this video, and it really helped us see that this is the path we wanted to take. I had been kind of just making random content for about a year, took a year off of making content so I could heal more and focus more on being present and applying all the things that I had talked about in my previous videos. And so now it's time to bring it back to the forefront where we bring that 6D unity consciousness into reality by moving forth and helping people heal, including ourselves and each other. Where did Essential Energetics come from? Where did that idea come from? Why don't you tell the story of how we even came up with that name?
Well, let's start back to when in January of 2020, I decided to get my level 2 Reiki certificate. And through that, I started sending energy healing to him and others. And it turned into getting clients. And then I asked him to join me in the meditation healings. And then in the summer of 2021, around August, we were working on an astrology series together for the Instagram. And it just hit him out of nowhere, Essential Energetics.
The way I came up with the idea or the name Essential Energetics is that this was during the time where people were, some people were essential workers, some people were non-essential workers, and it just got me thinking how much programming was continuing to divide us. Every human's essential, every perspective is needed in this hologram to create the reality which we all enjoy. And it also takes energy, and the entire universe is made up of energy, and energy is source, it's God. And so Essential Energetics is just the application of healing modalities that focus on the energy systems in the body as the root to a lot of the chronic pain and inflammation conditions, a lot of mental health issues we're going through. And when we start to put certain things as essential in our minds in terms of self-care and self-love, our game starts to open up, our lives unlock, and a lot of the pain and suffering we were feeling tends to disappear. What has it become now? And what it's become is different systems and modalities that we've collected over the last couple of years of our own healing journey, and we've just streamlined it and put it in such a way that's simplistic for people to apply in their own lives so they can heal themselves. We're not doctors, we're not experts, we're just a couple of people who are on the brink of destruction and chose to go about it their own way, in a way that was full of love and light. I mean, was it hard and arduous? Of course it was, but it wasn't focused on medicine. And it wasn't focused on cutting our bodies open and going into 30 years of counseling. We wanted results because we didn't have a lot of time left, and we both knew that. And those results we were able to find through one of the modalities that we now use, which we call the emotional release technique. The first process is grounding people's energy. So they're moving from their heads into their hearts, and they're putting their egos to sleep so they can actually create a space where healing can be done. And then the next thing we do is we open up the chakras. The chakras are the energy systems centers in our body. We have many that cometh out, but there are 7 main ones in our bodies. And when you start to clear those chakras, which are your memory centers, that's when true healing can be had. Once we clear and balance the chakras, we bring people into a visualization. And so through an extended guided meditation, we start to help people work through rooted memories that they have come up with from their past that are causing them to decay, causing them to suffer, causing them to be anxious, or any of these things. Then we reclaim the parts of us lost or stolen. So what happens is when you are traumatized, a part of you, almost like a carbon copy, is still existing in an ulterior timeline. And by acknowledging that trauma and releasing that energy and reclaiming that part of you that was lost or stolen, you cut that energy cord and you now become more you than you originally were. And we end with the Ho'oponopono, which is an ancient Hawaiian healing technique that uses self-acknowledgement and self-love through the word of God. And that's expressing to yourself that I'm sorry, I forgive you, I thank you, and I love you. We do that 3 times, and through the whole time we're doing breathing exercises. So people are in a trance meditation, but because we keep them breathing, they don't leave their bodies, so to speak. They stay conscious the entire time, so they're not hypnotized. They're not in a vulnerable space. They're completely in control the whole time. And we found that this ERT is very, very powerful for letting go of trauma immediately, and we're seeing pretty much immediate results from it. We also offer an anti-inflammatory lifestyle. So we learned that due to the inflammation in our bodies, that energy isn't able to flow properly through the vessel. And for her, she was completely inflamed. And when we found the right supplements for her, got her on the right diet, removed certain elements like gluten and processed sugar, all of a sudden she went from being 350 pounds to being 300 pounds in about 2 or 3 months. And over the last year, since we've been immersing ourselves in this healing journey, you've lost how much now?
100.
100 to 120 pounds, right?
Yeah.
This is what we're trying to say, is that through acknowledging emotional traumas and triggers, that you can truly start losing the weight that you don't want. Because what is weight? It's heaviness, and that heaviness is all the emotional trauma that we haven't felt for ourselves, haven't acknowledged. So why don't you explain a little bit of your experience of what it's like to go through this healing modality to release the things causing you to hurt yourself, and then to be able to choose a healthier lifestyle because you no longer have the triggers that you need to eat away.
Yeah, so whenever I would get triggered, I would just go and eat food to cope with my feelings and emotions. Being aware, first and foremost, was the start of that. Oh, I'm triggered. I probably shouldn't eat this right now. And as I slowly got rid of the different traumas and triggers, I stopped craving food. My appetite's nothing now, really. I barely eat because I'm just not hungry and not getting triggered and all those.
And instead of choosing coping mechanisms, like for me, I chose working out, which I hurt myself, and that's why I had to crawl into 2020 and start truly healing. I chose alcohol a lot, and so I had to learn how to face those triggers, to face those traumas, and all facing it is turning yourself to it and looking at it. Facing it doesn't mean you got to fight. That's another illusion that society has created, face off and all these things. But in reality, you're just facing the trauma. You're putting your face towards it so you can see it, acknowledge it, accept it, and let it go. And we take people through a modality to help them do that. We also offer alternative healing modalities.
I was going to say I suffered from really bad menstrual cycles, and I would bleed for a month to 2 months straight. Through our technique, I was able to release a miscarriage that I had when I was 17 that I did not deal with. And through that, ever since I released that, my periods have been absolutely on point and only 5 days of shedding.
And we also offer alternative healing modalities as well. And the whole point of Essential Energetics is that we're always growing and learning too. Again, we're not doctors, we're not experts, we'll never claim to be, never want to be. But what we are researchers and educators and students of life. And so when we come across a modality that works, we apply it to ourselves and see if it's something that we'd like to offer the people we work with, because we don't have all the answers and we'll never claim to have all those answers. But it's our job to find those things and those answers out there that will allow people to create the solutions best for them that then they could heal from. Because what works for her and I may not work for other people. That doesn't mean that you're not someone we can work with. It's just someone we have to go find another modality to work with for. We truly believe in relationship counseling. And not just the relationships you have with other people or your spouse or your mother, father, or your sister, brother, or your, those really important, hard relationships. We're talking about the relationship with yourself. We coach people on how to build self-trust through the awareness, acceptance, care, and love of themselves. And how do you build respect? You build it through affection and love. And what does love mean? And how do you truly care for yourself? And it's more than just getting pedicures and getting your hair done. Caring for yourself is facing your traumas. Caring for yourself is stopping when you need to rest. Caring for yourself is doing what you need more than what you want, and accepting that things may take some time to come, but by doing the good work at the right time, you're more in control of your life than you previously were. Those are very important elements to this whole thing. We call that the being human protocol. And it's the path that her and I have been walking back to ourselves, which has then allowed us to embrace this twin flame journey we're on, which we do twin flame counseling as well. And this has allowed us to help other people in relationships such as ours to build a foundation of respect on mutual healing. And when people learn that they are just reflections of each other and they no longer have to attack or react, but that they can receive their spouse, they can receive their twin flame, they can receive other people with love because they're receiving themselves with love. That's the key. So what is our vision with Essential Energetics? Where are we going? Where is this going? Right now, where we're at is we want to help as many people heal as possible. Our goal is to help 500 people heal in the next 2 years. But the vision doesn't stop there. We want to do healing retreats where we're coming together with people from all over the country and all over the world to share in a space where true healing can be had, can be felt, and relationships can be built, the ones with ourselves and the ones with each other. We plan on producing our own healing product lines where we find the supplements and the modalities like essential oils, energy stones, stem cell activation patches, humic and fulvic acid supplements, things that are missing from people's lifestyles. We want to be able to offer that to people so that not only are they getting the one-on-one help and the modality coaching that we offer, but then they also have things that they can buy to apply within their own lives. Talk about the Healing House. What's our vision for the Healing House?
Our vision for the Healing House is just having people come and stay at our house, and 90 days, however long, and we take you through a very intense healing boot camp where we will guide you through, because support is all I needed. I needed support, and he gave that to me, and now I want to give that to others as well.
I just feel that the Healing House would be such a great opportunity to demonstrate to people what the lifestyle looks like, because the whole point of this healing journey is to embody the person that you designed yourself to be before you came into form, and it's removing all the illusions and inflammations that's causing us to be completely ego-minded and have a hard time accessing spirit, letting our higher selves take the wheel of our car and kind of drive us into the reality that we're looking for. And the Healing House, to me, it's going to be 91 days because it's a 4-body approach. It's mind, it's body, it's emotions, and it's spirit. And we need to immerse ourselves in this type of healing in order to be done so quickly, so that then people can return back to the environments they came from that kind of jacked them up, and it won't jack them up anymore. And that's when they'll learn that they are superhuman, because we all are. The final vision we have, the big vision we have, are healing communities where people come and they go through a healing protocol, and if they so desire, they stay on the community and they live with us, and we learn to live together again. We learn to live together in confidence. And we feel that in order for that community to be successful, that everybody needs to go through the same sort of program, so that everyone's kind of in the same mindset of what this community needs and what this community is about. And if people don't want to be a part of it, then they can leave and they can go back home. They can go to they can do whatever it is they want. It's, for us, the healing community is the dream, and that's the personal dream. It's the spiritual dream. And as we go forth and meet more light workers and starseeds like ourselves, we're finding that a lot of people want to live communally again as well. And so the healing house is a scale step into learning how to heal with others and to be around other people all the time and to deal with other people all the time, because we've become so individualized, we become so independent, and we're suffering because of it. And Essential Energetics is just a different way, a different approach to healing ourselves and our lives without acid-based pharmaceuticals, without 30 years of going to counseling, without having to go under the knife or do all these crazy things. We truly believe that by sitting together in a safe space, not like the social justice warrior safe spaces and all that, none of that. We're talking a space where we can be vulnerable together, where we can express the truth of the things we've gone through, so that we can then get the support needed to let them go and level up in our lives. And that level up is to become who we were meant to be, which is limitless. But right now we have to accept that we have limitations. Right now we have to accept that we aren't perfect in human form. And then once we can get to that point of accepting ourselves for all the things we aren't, is when we allow ourselves to finally become who we really are. Do you have any last words before we sign off? No. So thank you so much for spending this time with us and letting us explain what Essential Energetics is, why we changed the name of our YouTube channel, and where we're going in the future. If there's anyone dealing with anything at all, please reach out to us. We give free Zoom consultations, and as of now, we are working donation-based on the healing modalities. We also offer an anti-inflammatory wellness supplement called Nana's Tonic that has seen really great results with those who have taken it. And so if you are interested in learning anything else about us or that, please email us at heal@essentialenergetics.com. You can find us on social media. We are Essential Energetics in Telegram, Essential Energetics in Facebook, and Essential Energetics in Instagram. And get ready for more content focused on healing and growing and evolving. And we love you all very much, and we're grateful to be on this journey with you. And we hope you have a wonderful evening and an even better day, and we'll talk to you again soon. Take care.